Hey, day 3, Cozy Crafty Girl Vlogmas. I'm Keisha from Enjoyful Endeavor. We are doing crafty and creative and cozy things for 24 days in December. And if you are new here and you're liking what you're seeing, then please like and subscribe and comment below. And if you're not new here, then please like and subscribe and comment below. Oh wait, I guess you wouldn't need to subscribe. But yeah, today I'm at my friend's house because my apartment lost its power for the day. So I'm working from here, but I have a little bit of time to spend knitting between calls, and then I will be jumping in for a craft night this evening with my friends. I believe we'll be working on paintings together. So I'll bring you along for that as well. Hope that you are having a nice December or a nice day, whatever day it is that you're watching this, and that you maybe have some water or something cozy to sip on while you are enjoying, or maybe a little creative project to work on alongside me. Honestly, sometimes I even wash dishes when I watch YouTube, so feel free to do that too. But thanks for joining, and I'll chat with you soon. While we are watching me do some knitting, and then slowly we'll transition into craft night, I wanted to just talk about a couple of things I've been thinking about that have to do with making things, creativity, and just in general, like how to learn something new, some things that I've been thinking about around those concepts. So first off, starting with, I actually was sitting at a coffee shop the other day, and this little family of 3 kiddos, and I think a dad and a grandpa, but the kids came up to me and they were fascinated by what I was doing. And one of the little boys asked me something like, that looks really hard. Is it hard? And I was like, I wanted to answer in a way where he wouldn't be afraid of it. And so I said, you know what? This isn't actually hard, but it just depends on how much time you give yourself to get good at it. And it's not a difficult concept, but it might feel weird at first when you first start picking up some knitting needles and some yarn. And it's really just all about being okay with learning something new and trying something new, and maybe not being really good at it at the very beginning, but persevering and being willing to get through the part of being really bad at something so that you can learn how to be good at it. And I've had a couple other kind of moments that sort of brought this up for me recently, where I was thinking about learning how specifically to be good at being bad at things. And that's part of actually what's pushed me to just go ahead and press upload to these videos, and to even making these videos in the first place. I've been thinking about how whenever I would start a new job, I have this concept that I just need to get through the first month and ask as many questions as I can, do as many of the hard things, answer the phone, find out all the answers to all the questions that anyone can ask on the phone, and whatever else can throw a wrench in my plans when I am at a new job, so that I can kind of fail fast and learn fast, so that I can then move forward with a little bit more confidence and efficiency and knowledge that I actually know the right things, how to help people in that certain job. So I've gotten to this point where starting something new is always going to be hard. It's always going to be scary. You're always going to make a fool of yourself. You're always going to make a mistake or two.
And the faster that you get used to that idea, or I'm finding this for myself, that the faster that I can get used to the idea of, if I do want to be good at something, I need to be really good at being bad at things. It's really inspired me to want to take that step and move forward with trying new stuff and just changing my expectation of when I do something new or when I try something new, that it actually would be an expectation of myself being bad at it, and just allow myself to like laugh at whatever's going on and learn from it, and not have it be something that stops me from even posting in the first place. And it's funny how that can really be, I think, perfection or the expectation of being good at something can really halt you from taking any step and moving forward in any way in life. Or I'm not going to say you. I've seen it stop me. And that's something that's gotten me to the other, to something else that I would love to that I've been thinking about, I guess, more so, is the idea of wanting to... Another thing that I have been really focusing in on recently in life and in general, in making things and creativity and even just day to day, is shifting my focus from an end goal to finding what I love in the process. I can think of, actually, I think running would be a really good example here. I started running a couple of years ago, and I did sign up for a few races, but I didn't want the end goal to be the race. I wanted my end goal to be that I've built up a love of running. So the thing that I really tried to focus on when I went on every run was figuring out ways to find joy in the actual experience of running. So some things that I would be excited about when I was getting ready to go on a run would be, first of all, choosing gear that I liked, choosing running clothing that I like to wear, choosing a hat or a bag, like a running bag, fanny pack type of thing that works for me, that's easy to access, that I feel good in, having shoes that I like to wear. So kind of making that experience of getting dressed and into the outfit like something that is enjoyable and fun, something that I've actually handpicked, not something that I'm just choosing. Like sometimes I'll buy something from the thrift store just because it's convenient and not because it's the best fit. I definitely have bought a few pairs of shorts thinking, oh, I'll be able to run in these, and then I've hardly ever run in them. So being a little bit more thoughtful and slow to choose the things that I'll be wearing, and then when I do pick those things up to put them on, really relishing in that experience of getting to be happy that I chose something that I enjoyed, and then using it for something that I'm excited about. And then there's even just going on a run. I found that I really love to listen to books, or I loved listening to podcasts when I would run, because it was just something that I would allow myself to listen to anything. I wasn't forcing it to be educational or anything specific. I would allow myself to listen to something fun and engaging and maybe like quote unquote an easy read or an easy listen. And so sometimes that would get me out there and make me feel really excited to go on a run. Other times I've even used as an opportunity to maybe force myself to be a little bit more repetitive and meditative, which I think running can feel like that. And then I've gotten to the point where I get to the end of a run and I have felt the runner's high that people feel, which is just a spike of endorphins and kind of this feeling of floating on air, like nothing can go wrong, everything is right in the world, the birds are singing, the sun is out, the sky is blue, and I can achieve anything I put my mind to. And I love that feeling. I get there with a pretty short run, actually, which is pretty nice for me. Some people I've talked to who are runners have never experienced a running high at all. So I love the runner's high. I love running in the morning. I love the crisp air. I like the feeling of my feet hitting the pavement in a certain way, and being able to just even focus in on checking my form, seeing if my form is right. And then on top of that, I love the community that running builds. And I love that when I'm running down the street, if somebody else is running, they're likely going to, make eye contact and wave. And it's just nice to know that you're a part of something bigger. And then beyond that, I've actually joined run clubs and connected with new people and new friends who are, honestly, some of these people have been running for years and years and years, longer than I have. So they've run like tens or 20s or beyond. I don't know. They've ran a lot of marathons, or they've run a triathlon, or they've run all sorts of things. And so it's just so cool to be surrounded by people that are inspiring and who are level above yourself, and they can give you advice, or they can talk about certain races that they've tried or what they've liked about certain things. And I just have really settled into enjoying that whole process, that whole concept of running, the whole lifestyle of it all. And that's really made it something that after my marathon, sure, maybe I stopped running, like my long runs weren't 16 miles anymore. They didn't take me 3 hours on a Sunday. But it was something that I still enjoyed doing, and I've still continued to do to this day. And I like to use this same concept with making, with knitting, with, if you're going to learn a language, with learning how to exercise, learning how to swim, learning how to do anything really, is instead of just having the end goal be something that stops at some point, instead spend time being more mindful, figuring out what it is that you actually like about the experience. And if there isn't anything you like about the experience, then start to try to figure out what it is that could be enjoyable about the experience, or how can you make it more enjoyable? Can it start from, you choose, like, okay, for example, knitting, you might use a ball winder or an umbrella swift. Or maybe you don't use those at all. Maybe you just wind your yarn around your knee, and then you have someone hold that, and then you try to wind the ball by yourself. Personally, I bought a ball winder and a umbrella swift long ago, and I bought a ball winder and a swift a long time ago because I actually enjoyed that process of using something that would make all of my yarn easier to unwind, less frustrating, and it would allow me to spend more time on the actual things that I enjoy. But my call out here, my thought here, is that you could actually even choose like the most beautiful ball winder and swift that you can find, where like I wanted something that would work, so I went for like the plastic options. But I kind of do sometimes wish that I went for something a little bit more beautiful, so I was excited about touching them and looking at them and thinking about them. And it's just one silly little way to potentially find more enjoyment out of something, to get yourself to enjoy the process of it. Be that the tools or, the process itself, or the way that you engage in that process. Sometimes I will bring my knitting to a coffee shop or bring my knitting to my friend's house, and that I love the process of being able to bring a project with me and always being able to work on something. And even if that means I do one row. So yeah, those are some of the things I've been thinking about. I'll probably come in and share more of some other concepts or ideas maybe tomorrow. But for now, enjoy the rest of this video. I think I do come back in at the end and say a little goodbye. So I hope that you've enjoyed it, and I would love to hear your thoughts on any of these things that I've been talking about. So
Just got home from a very full day of crafting, knitting, working, and you would have seen craft night had some painting going on. It was a pretty fun night. It's nice to see friends and spend time chatting and connecting. And also, it was really nice to do a project that was just, I didn't have to think, I didn't have to make many decisions, and I could just grab the color that was supposed to go in a certain place and put it there. I've never actually done a paint by number before, so maybe that's my note to self, is sometimes it's nice to have projects that just can be completed pretty quickly and that you don't have to put all of your creativity into, but it can still feel like a creative win. Yeah, I think that's my evening, my day. And if you have joined me for this long, thanks. And like, subscribe, comment. Tell me how your December is going so far. Bye.